I also watched Mortal Kombat 2 the other night.
Like the new?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
How was it?
Better than the first one. In a video game sense.
It's like, go ahead.
It felt literally like I was just watching the storyline of one of the video games. But I wasn't fighting in the middle of it. Like, that's how the writing is.
Kind of ideal for me.
Carl Urban is great as Johnny Cage, too.
I forgot he was Johnny Cage.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, dude, that guy has so many properties that he's a part of.
He is, yeah.
That's crazy. He's like the IP, like the guy that's in...
It's like there's that shirt of like Ian McKellen's like, I am Gandalf and I am Magneto. I'm Gandalf and Magneto.
Yeah.
Then Harrison Ford's like, I'm Indiana Jones, Han Solo, Blade Runner. I forget his name in that.
Yeah, I can't remember.
He has another one as well.
That's funny. We were actually just talking about Harrison Ford yesterday.
Yeah. And like, yeah, Carl Urban getting one of the shirts like, in the back, fill in the back.
Well, even in like, he's like so little in Lord of the Rings, but he's such a cool character.
Yeah.
Because he just has some really great one-liners. Like when he goes at Gimli and he says something like, I would lop off your head if it just wasn't so close to the ground. And you're like, God damn. Chill, bro.
No, and he's got good comedic timing too. Because I mean,
yeah,
he did it with Thor and Ragnarok, you know?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 2. I mean, I rented it with paying with like my credit card rewards, so it was like free, technically, ish.
I mean, it's gonna be on HBO pretty soon, right? And
I mean, it just hit streaming services, so probably like in another month or two. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about the '90s sequel,
Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah.
That one's great.
That's no, it's not.
in a bad way. In a very, 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 very,
no,
very
the
bad
first
way.
one is great.
No, that one's good. That one's awesome.
Yeah.
Annihilation is...
Actually, I don't know. I haven't watched it. Like
Annihilation. Oh, the OG?
Yeah.
It holds up, actually.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Well, this is Tommy.
This is Jake.
This is
Tommy and Jacob's Mixtape.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
This is Sparta!
I was really hoping you wouldn't do that. You bring that down a couple levels when you're
when I edit it
goes okay.
Yeah. That was me screaming over here.
Hi
guys.
Hi. Welcome. This is episode 300. So,
woohoo!
We thought we'd review 300, but before we do that, we always play a game. At the end of each episode, we randomly generate 2 actors from connectthestars.xyz and then connect them via co-stars and other films that have been in.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of this episode, we may or may not. Anyways. But yeah, if you want to play along, play in the comments. But last week was...
Liam Neeson to Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
And yours is pretty much just like one movie, isn't it?
Well, it's Liam Neeson and Batman Begins with Christian Bale, who's in Little Women with...
Winona Ryder. So mine's one more longer.
Okay, what's yours?
But it's a bit more fun.
Okay, what's yours?
It's Liam Neeson is in A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Okay.
With Giovanni Ribisi, who's in Mod Squad, which is a remake of a 70s television show into a 1990s movie with Claire Danes, who's in Little Women with Winona Ryder.
The only things I understood in that entire lot was Claire Danes and Little Women.
Giovanni Ribisi, in Ted, he's the one that kidnaps Ted.
Oh yeah, the guy. He kind of reminds me of Casey Affleck.
Yeah.
He's got that vibe.
He's
like the juice spot. Yeah, okay.
And with Kate Bush.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I never realized I didn't know his name.
Yeah, I mean, he's actually like low key one of my favorite.
He's a good actor.
Yeah,
he's funny.
Like, not like in the A-list world, but like not one of like the top guys because he's also like Matchstick Men with Nicolas Cage. What? No, that wasn't him. But he was in Gone in 60 Seconds with Nicolas Cage. I know that. And he's in Friends and all over the place.
Oh yeah, he is. He's Frank or whatever, right?
Yeah, he's Phoebe's brother,
half
brother. Yeah, and he's in an episode of X-Files where he can control electricity.
Cool.
Yeah, but we'll do another connection at the end of this.
Well, let's get into it. So,
are you a Spartan now?
300. Well, did you like it?
Yeah. This movie doesn't interest me actually.
it does overstay its welcome a little bit.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it. But I was also cracking up because this is just like a vehicle for Gerard Butler to just say one-liners.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. I mean, once I had the realization that we are being told the story.
Yes.
As like I never caught that
Neither
as a young
did I.
person.
Yeah.
Where I was like, because we were talking about the stylization of the Persians and it being offensive to turn them into monsters and everything. But once you realize he's pumping up the other soldiers to fight them, I was like, oh.
Yeah. It's from
he's
a perspective.
trying to get them fucking going, you know?
Exactly.
And once I had that realization, I really enjoyed it more because I was like basically the only thing that we are seeing that is real is the queen and her attempting to rally the other Spartans in his aid because our narrator doesn't know anything that's happening and he's not even talking about it. He's only talking about what's happening with Leonidas.
Yeah.
And I did enjoy it more at that point. And the stylization made more sense. It was just like, that's actually kind of an important thing that I never noticed.
Do you know if that's how it is also in the comic?
This is pretty much a shot for shot of the comic.
Wow, that's cool, actually.
Yeah. The director was talking, Zack Snyder was talking about how it was really fun to do it that way, actually, because you had, this is what we want at the end of it. So yes, he is narrating the comic as well. The whole idea is that he's just telling a war story, basically.
I like it. And yeah, like I said, it's like, it's fine. There's so many fucking abs.
Yeah, this is like I wrote. This is not gonna. Anyways, I'm gonna go on record and say it. This is like the gayest dude movie ever.
It's wrestling.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know. Like even me, I remember watching this as a young person and going like, okay,
yeah,
kind of hot, you know. And like they're just everything's in slow motion and they're just like muscle up the mountain, you know. And it's just like this is pretty homoerotic, actually. Just an excuse to get Gerard Butler. And also because Gerard Butler at this point, I mean, he still is, but he's a fucking snack.
Yeah,
like the beard and
I mean, obviously, all of these people are in good shape, but they did a lot of makeup and digital effects to make them look a lot more.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not even talking about that. Gerard Butler's just hot. Like the voice, and he has this kind of like swagger to him, even in this. You know, you're just like, I'll follow you, my king.
All right, well, let's get into the background of it.
Yes.
So, yeah, this was released technically first December 9th, 2006, an unfinished version of it at a Butt-Numathon.
Yeah, I meant to look up what that was.
It's someone named Harry Knowles, and it's like his birthday celebration that he did for like X amount of years, where he would just do a film festival for himself.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, cool, you have money. Jesus, how cool are you?
you were invited, you'd go.
Yeah, and I would also be like,
so how much can you hate? Anyways, yeah, and then it was a wide release March 9th, 2007.
Yeah. That's like the official theatrical release, and actually, I mean, it was a box office hit.
Yeah, I mean, well, actually, one of the reasons I was excited to talk about this movie is that for our 300th episode, we're kind of going back to what more we used to do. Like we kind of leaned a lot more into dramas in the last year or so, like a lot of dramas.
Yeah.
But like this is like Sky Captain World of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's so stylized. It is really fun. Yeah. It's a really fun.
Did we do the Spirit?
Yeah, we did the Spirit.
Okay.
Like there's this whole genre, right? There's like that, the Spirit, 300, Sky Captain, Beowulf, Sin City. The only good one is Sin City.
Would you really put Beowulf in that?
In the over the top, like to me, this period is when they were really taking CGI as like a tool and being like, let's have fun with this thing.
Okay.
We finally got it honed down enough.
Honed in
well enough that we can really like have like this entire movie is a green screen.
Yeah.
And it's just really fun. It's really fun to watch. The colors, it's like the most gory, beautiful thing I've ever seen.
It's very muted, chromatic, you know.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, the only thing is like I think this is like just a little bit below Sin City just because there's really no story. or any character development
Yeah.
or anything. And if you know anything about the story, you're like, well, it's kind of hard to watch this and care because you know they're all gonna die. So
Yeah.
have you seen the sequel?
No.
I didn't even realize there was a sequel.
Oh, you didn't?
Um,
Yeah. It has all the same actors continuing their characters.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of curious to watch it.
We'll get into that in a minute. But yeah. So we'll talk. There was graphic novel
By Frank Miller and LynnVarley. Yeah, LynnVarley.
Yeah, his at the time wife, who was his like painter for his stuff.
Oh, okay.
He would illustrate and write, and then she would color in.
Okay, cool.
Frank Miller, if you're not familiar with him, done a lot of DC stuff, Dark Horse, Daredevil. He like reinvented Daredevil pretty much, revived Batman.
Yeah.
He also did Sin City and What We Did apparently once before the Spirit.
Frank Miller is really known for his like dark and edgy comic book world. You know, like what was his Batman one?
The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah,
which is, if you haven't read that or seen the movie, highly recommend. That's like top tier.
Yeah,
that's like old Batman. He don't give a fuck.
Oh, the animated one you're talking about?
Well, yeah, like shot for shot. Like,
that
movie's
really
sick.
Yeah.
like his final confrontation with Joker is just so intense.
In the sewer.
Yeah.
And
even Two-Face. Two-Face is really interesting.
I mean, all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just Frank Miller's actually probably one of my favorite comic book creators.
Yeah. Well, it's the grittiness.
Yeah, because he just leans into it a lot. So, anyways.
Yeah, then we got director Zack Snyder.
Zacky boy.
Did we review Army of the Dead, or did we just talk about that with some other stuff?
If I remember correctly, most of the Zack Snyders that we have talked about really is in banter things.
Okay.
Like we talked about the
Justice League
thing. I cannot believe I watched that 3 times.
That's my manager's favorite movie to watch.
Well, okay.
Because he's like, it's so long. It's like episodes pretty much, and I can like pause it, get back to it. He's like, it's my background noise.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Because then we also I remember a while ago I talked about Rebel Moon, which is one of his more recent films. Kind of honestly, in his recent career, my biggest disappointment, because that had a lot of potential and they really just dropped the ball on it. Like they had a lot of momentum, and I was like, this is going to be really cool, and then they just fucking fumbled it at the end there.
I wonder if it's because of the writer Kurt Johnstead.
I was wondering that too. I noticed that. I was like, No,
because he is the screenplay writer with Zack Snyder, and Kurt Johnstead also did Atomic Blonde, and he wrote Rise of an Empire, the sequel. Well, maybe he just credited his characters or something. I actually didn't look into that. But Zack Snyder also, he directed Watchmen. He did the first DC EU with Man of Steel and Batman and whatnot, the Justice League. His first movie he ever directed was Dawn of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is his second movie he ever directed.
Well, it's like funny. I was kind of like through the research and stuff. I was seeing people like kind of maybe it's because he didn't really have this reputation yet, but it was kind of like in the hands of another director, this would have been better. And I'm like, kind of not though. Zack Snyder is really a visual kind of guy.
Well, okay. So also at this time, what Zack Snyder was doing, a lot of people thought it was just like, niche and like it's just the new trend type thing, because like Sin City had already come out.
I was gonna say, when did Sin City come out? 2005. Okay.
Yeah, Sin City had already come out. This is its follow-up of that style, I want to say, because then we have Sky Captain and The Spirit following soon.
Mm-hmm.
And Zack Snyder is just, I don't think it was, they didn't really see what he was doing, making comic book movies for actual comic book enthusiasts, Because you look at like when doing Watchmen, and like it's absolutely fantastic. And he directed the My Chemical Romance music video, Desolation Row, that was
in Watchmen. Yeah.
In Watchmen, yeah. And it was like that entire music video has a bunch of Watchmen stuff in it.
Well, actually, we just kind of hit the nail on the head, because even then, those two source materials are just more interesting because there's just more character development. Mm-hmm. This doesn't feel like it was ever really supposed to be character development. No. This was supposed to be, hey, let's talk about the battle of fuck the shit. Well, it's kind of important. the battle of the 300. They're Thermopylae.
You have the computer open.
You do too.
Yeah, but if I do stuff, then it glitches out the recording.
What is it called?
I'm sure you just don't have it open in a tab right now.
I have a million. I'm an adult. Thermopylae. The Battle of Thermopylae.
There we go.
Fought in 4 ATBC. Legendary clash in central Greece between the alliance of Greek city-states led by Spartan king Leonidas and the invading Persian army commanded by Xerxes.
What were we at for that?
Oh, yeah. But like Watchmen and Sin City, they just inherently have just better writing, just even as a comic book.
Yeah.
This doesn't, and it kind of does feel like it was just a stylized version where it's like, I want to do, the red with the blood across the panel, and so it's kind of like, if you take it with that little grain of salt, you really are just going in for a visual stimulation,
a visual experience.
Kind of get
with
bombarded
with a story of like one of the greatest battles of all time.
Yeah, like it kind of like I don't know. The part of it kind of reminds me of like Primal.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're not really watching Primal for the story; you're watching for the animation style and
the
little bits of story you get, but it's really just for the visual aspect.
And then we got for our second writer on it, Michael B. Gordon, which is way too close to Michael B. Jordan.
I was like, holy shit, I didn't know. And then I was like, wait, he would be way too young.
Who has 2 writing credits, this and G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what he did. I don't know. And there was nothing else, like just additional crew and stuff. So maybe he's like, what'd be cool if they said this right now?
Yeah. Maybe all he did was write the one-liners for Gerard. Like, I don't think I should have been laughing as much as I was laughing in this movie. It's
because now in retrospect, it's goofy.
Well, because it's also like it's
and even then it was still goofy then, but
it's like it got such a weird identity too, because it has this America military propaganda vibe.
Yeah,
this like Marine hoorah kind of thing, but then you're like, but they're Greek, but their king is Scottish. It's like this kind of weird. Yeah. There's a couple English guys scattered around.
Let's get into starring, and so we can keep going through it.
Okay.
So we have our lead, Leonidas, is Gerard Butler. I didn't write down anything that people submitted.
Yeah, that's Gerard Butler.
Lena Heady, who plays his Queen Gorgo. Thank you. And I wrote down David Wenham, who's Delios,
our narrator. Yeah.
Which I was trying to figure out so hard where I recognized him in some type of like weird like tunic. It's not tunic, but like robes. That's what the word I'm looking for. Weird robes, and I realized he's in Van Helsing. Well, I looked up. He's the Igor type character.
Yeah, he's the agent, the gadget giver.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's why. All right. And I've seen him in other things too, but
he's in Lord of the Rings.
That's right. Yeah,
he's Boromir's brother.
That's
Faramir.
He is Boromir. No, he is Faramir.
He's Faramir.
Boromir's brother.
Yeah. I hate that shit. I'm so sorry. I love Lord of the Rings, but I hate the similarities in the names.
The names, yeah.
Eowyn, Saruman, Sauron. It's so irritating.
Should have just been, yeah, okay. Who I forgot was in this.
Fucking Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was in this.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
I just saw a young, pretty boy Michael Fassbender with the long hair making crazy faces. And I was like, holy shit. I didn't know. And it's like his first movie.
Yeah.
And it was like funny too, because watching it, I was like, I remember this character like pretty well, but I did not realize it was him at any point.
And then I wrote down Rodrigo
Santoro,
who plays Xerxes.
God King.
Because I hope they didn't paint him. I hope it's just lighting.
I don't think so. I mean, think about him in Love Actually.
I mean, yeah, he's got pretty olive skin.
Yeah, he's pretty olive looking.
Yeah.
He was wearing a lot of makeup.
Yeah, it's true.
He looked like a drag queen character from American Horror Story.
Yeah,
right? Like, I mean, but even then, his look I thought it was cool. Like, I was like,
it is.
Like the makeup and everything is cool. Like,
I love also the way that they shot it to exaggerate his
size. Yeah, I didn't remember that, but he's like a giant.
Yeah,
this like 8 foot tall, just big being, which was kind of cool. I mean, and that's even the thing is I do want to watch the sequel because I'm now curious if the sequel just kind of goes into like a reality and everything looks exactly the same as the story. It kind of ruins that idea of the perspective. You know what I mean? No, wait, what? Maybe my head hurt.
Okay, like what you were saying at the beginning.
Yeah.
Knowing that it's a story from Dilios.
Yeah.
And we have his perspective. He's like, oh,
like
and
if the monster thing,
yeah,
like the monster thing is going to continue, or it's just not going to be normal soldiers because he's now more present during the thing. Maybe. I mean, that'd be interesting if they really thought that through and were like, okay,
well, it feels like it's something that since if Zack Snyder is really taking. All right, let's go into reviews first.
Okay,
actually,
yeah, I have a couple, so yeah, let's get started on that. Scores.
Oh, sorry. It's got a 7.6 on IMDb.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
Pretty high.
But a 61% tomato meter.
Okay.
So that's critics. And then an 89% popcorn.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So that's where they get the 7.6 when you.
So this has a 52 on Metacritic, which comes in mixed or average with 19 positive, 16 mixed, and 7 negative. With the tippy top, I just put up there because they gave it 100. Steve Persall at Tampa Bay Times. We've seen plenty of sword and sandal epics full of robustly virile men fighting like real men against other men. But we've never seen those hyper macho mechanics presented with the brutal beauty and thrilling finesse of 300. Clearly the best film of 2007 so far.
So far, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, give it a beat. I put another positive with an 80 by Peter Vonderhaer at Film Threat. 300 is a feast for the senses. Well, 2 of them anyway. And an impressive technical achievement. More than that, it's a hell lot of fun.
Yeah.
And now I starred that one because I was like, that's kind of how I see it.
That's really that
is how
really
it is.
hits it on the head, yeah.
Because it's like really visually stimulating, and then even the music is all epic, and there's all these big shots and stuff. So, this one I wrote. This is another 80 by Roger Moore at Orlando Sentinel. This one just made me laugh. A newfangled, old-fashioned movie about glory, honor, sacrifice, and a marital code that crosses into fascism, homoeroticism, and homophobia at the same time. There are plenty of turn-off buttons in this one, but by Zeus, this is a ripping yarn told with limb-rendering gutso, an iconic ancient battle as seen by the iconic comic book creator Frank Miller.
Wow.
I was like, that's just a well-written, like, kind of has a punch to it.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a positive. We're going to get down to 2 negatives, 2 mixed and 2 negatives.
Oh, you have a lot that you want to read. Okay.
Yeah, because they're just, there was a lot of conversation about this, and I don't remember that,
Well, I mean, how old were you when this came out? Like 12?
This came out in 2007.
Oh, I was thinking 2005. I don't know why 2007. So
I was like 14.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I was like, like 14. The Chicago, where is he? Because Ebert was still alive at this time. Roger Ebert gave it a 50. My deepest objection to the movie is that it's so blood-soaked. When dialogue arrives to interrupt the carnage, it's like the 7th inning stretch. Just thought that was funny.
One of the best written, actually the only good written dialogue scenes in this are with the Queen.
Yeah, but again, that's the reality, That's the reality that we're seeing. So
well, I mean, even just like with him and her in bed together.
Yeah. But again, that's the reality. That's not the story.
We don't know if that's the reality. Because it starts with Dilios telling the story, even though, never mind.
So at New Orleans, gave it a 50. Michael K. Knostich. There's no denying that 300 has its versatily charged moments, but it would be a lot more fun if it didn't take itself quite so seriously. You don't get to be pretentious when you've populated your film with androgynous kings, lesbian concubines, and giant elephants.
Yeah, you can. Shut up.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. All right, finally, at the very bottom with a 20 by Village Voice by Nathan Lee. It is a ponderous, plodding, visually dull picture. I was like, okay. But the blame shouldn't be put on Snyder's skills per se. That has nothing to do with his ambition to blur the distinction between CGI and photography. Frankly, it's a slavish frame-by-frame devotion to Miller's source material that's the problem.
Yeah. It's interesting going back, because it's like 20 years old almost now. Excuse me. And just like the reviews of like movies like this have changed because the comic book media has become so mainstream.
Well, the comic book media has vastly changed. Also, even if you were to look at the 90s to the 2000s, now to the 2020s, if you and that's just using those 3 decades as like those periods as examples, because just pick one out of the 90s off the top of your head. Blade. Okay. Well, that's even late. Do earlier. The Mask. The Phantom.
Okay.
Stuff. Dick Tracy. You know what I mean? It's like, because that's really pulpy and we're still kind of in that pulp era. And then we kind of move out of that. And then we start getting Blade. And we're like, we're going to start making him a little edgier. Actually, we're not really going to commit into that. So now we're going to get into the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, X-Men vibe, you know, and then now you have kind of the 2 realms of super flashy, poppy not Man of Steel, what's it called? Superman Day of Tomorrow, or what the fuck is it
called? The newest one?
Yeah.
Just Superman.
You have that very colorful and vibrant and that, or you've got
that's Man of Steel.
I'm Robert Pattinson.
Oh, damn.
This is the
Batman.
This is the skin of a killer, Bella.
Something.
But you know what I mean? So it's like, because even then it's like, it's an interesting conversation to have too, because this is a comic book movie. This is not a superhero movie.
Yes. Very much so.
Which is an interesting thing, because you also have like From Hell. That's another one.
Yeah.
That movie's actually really cool too.
I mean, last week we did something that was a graphic novel.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, blue's the warmest color. Yeah.
You know, it's, you know, but people see Frank Miller and they immediately go to comic books, which especially at this time, there's a stigma around when you say comic book.
Yeah.
You know, so the media is like, oh, it's just another comic book movie. And they're thinking, you know, comic books are still for kids. There's not a lot of like depth in it, you know.
Well, and then they go and watch this and it kind of proves their point.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I
mean, it shows a different side of it.
Well, you can tell that from a lot of these reviews, you know, like there's this other one, from David Debney. Pop has always drawn energy from the lower floors of respectability. This movie, in which fanboy cultism reaches new levels of goofy chaos and sexual confusion, draws energy from the sub-basement. And it's like, well, there's that stigma right there where it's like, well, this isn't true art. And you're kind of like, well, in a lot of ways it is. Like, I never would ever go into this movie expecting really a plot, because that's not what it is. Because it is a retelling,
it's a stylized
retelling of an ancient Greek Persian battle. Yeah. So, like, in theory, you could take this.
And Frank Miller is making, you know, points about, you know, fascism and stuff, but that was just like inherently it happening at that time as well, you know?
Well, but it's also like, you know,
it's more like it's like showing the reflection of like, oh yeah, history repeats itself. And, you know,
well, it's like if you could take this and this story and you could make a really cool, historically accurate Game of Thrones type thing.
Oh yeah.
Because even then in Sparta at this time, there's 2 kings. They don't have that in this. There's 2 kings. There's one to go to war, one to stay home. But it's also a way of keeping checks and balances. There's 2 royal families and they check each other, you know? And like that right there, if you were to do more historically accurate, that would be really interesting to like kind of talk about the politics and everything. But like, that's just not what this movie is.
No.
And I think
that's not what Frank Miller was writing as well.
And the biggest issue is the self-proclaimed like hypocrisy of what the Spartans are saying. Because even like towards the end when he's having his final like getting them riled up, this one flame of pure good, you know, like you said, and I was like, yeah, but I kind of feel like the ancient Spartans were probably like that.
Oh yeah.
They definitely thought that they were...
It's patriarchal.
The bee's knees, and their general practices across the board from birth till death weren't great.
No.
They killed babies.
Yeah. And it's also this whole like one of the reviews that I noticed that I briefly saw was like the whole the good versus evil black and whiteness of it. And it's like, well, one, going back into this is Dilios telling a story.
The Greek telling the story.
Trying to pump up his army.
Yeah.
You know, that he's about to lead to war. Like, yeah, it's going to be, we are the good guys. They are the bad guys.
Yeah, it's an unreliable narrative.
Exactly. And it's very clear that, I mean, just that was the perspective that Frank Miller telling this through the eyes of Dilios, actually, I think is very, very smart. because I don't think.
Well, eye.
What?
Through the eye of Delia.
Through the eye. Fair. Yeah. True. It's because of making it, and I think that's super intentional from Frank Miller, and I think it is like a thing that is missed, overlooked by a lot of people.
I mean, the only thing, and this is neither here nor there. It's just really the statement's not going to matter. But I just had this thought. I was like, what he should have done is that he should have done a sequel from the Persians' perspective. Same thing. Stylize them and make them this, because of the fact there is a lot to say about their brutal culture, it actually would have been kind of interesting to do two of them, juxtaposition of each other's perspectives of one another. That just,
I mean, Frank Miller doesn't have to do that. You can do that.
You could,
because Frank Miller, I feel like he's just, because as he's very openly stated, I'm a libertarian, not a conservative.
Okay.
You can see this idea of the Spartans going and facing this giant army and
it has the Marine thing.
Yeah, exactly. And you can tell Frank Miller he really likes that idea.
Yeah.
That men go to war idea,
Yeah.
But women are strong too, but they stay at home.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's this real weird push and pull with a lot of stuff because there's this, there's a man movie, with patriarchal and all this kind of stuff. And then, he has that whole conversation with the emissary or whatever. And he goes, what makes this woman think she could speak amongst men, you know? And then Leonidas just kind of lets it go. And you're like, okay, well, you're going to let, and then you're like, oh, no, he didn't let it go. When he has this whole spiel about this is Sparta, bit. But even then, that's what I mean. Is those moments are so cool because of the way Gerard Butler. I even was watching a couple of interviews, and apparently he ad-libbed that a little bit.
Oh yeah.
That scream, he wasn't supposed to scream it. He just was feeling the moment, and he did it. And then afterwards, he was kind of embarrassed and was like, was that too much? And they were like, no, man, that was awesome. That was fucking sick. And he was like, oh, okay. And it was just cute to see him be like, I was really embarrassed by it.
I got a little carried away.
But it's like shit like that, it's you're just waiting for his next one-liner, and they're so stupid, and they're so America, but in Greece,
This is Sparta.
This is Sparta. And you're like, I don't know. That's what I mean. It's I have this weird. I want to in this day and age hate this movie, but I can't. I can't hate it.
No, I mean because it's fun.
It's really fun.
Yeah,
and that's what I mean. I mean, it does become kind of a slog towards the end because
the fight scenes are really, really drawn out to emphasize the stylistic side of Frank Miller.
Yeah,
bringing Frank Miller from page to screen. I mean, I think Zack Snyder did a great job with it. Honestly.
I mean, I did too. I mean, the only thing that I wrote down a couple notes, even then, the big plot too is they're trying to push the Persians into this bottleneck so they never. But then why do they go to the open? They go out back. They do the bottleneck thing one time, and then they just fight them on the open field. And I was like, well,
no, they continue doing the bottleneck thing. They were camped up there at that.
Yeah, no, they were in there, but they only did the shield that thing. They did that one time.
Oh, pushing off the cliff.
Yeah. And then once they were out, they were like, all right, but fuck this, we're not gonna do this plan anymore. And I was like, okay. I mean, because even that too, that fight with the Immortals would have gone way different if they did the bottleneck thing.
What do you mean by bottleneck?
There's the gates of hell, right?
Yeah.
That little thing. They were all shielded up in the valley, and then they push, right?
Yeah.
Then after that, they get out into the cliffside open area where the arrows can hit them and everything. And then the rest of the movie, they fight there. They don't go back and do the bottleneck thing that they were talking about.
I thought that they did because that's what that whole wall body.
No, well, they did the wall so they couldn't be flanked. So it's still it's a smaller area, so the whole Persian force can't. But it's big enough that 3 elephants can walk over there. That's still a big open ground.
Again, it's also stylized retelling from
yeah. I know. But I was just sitting there, kind of it's the whole. That was your whole point. When you're talking to the Oracle people, that was your whole spiel.
What I actually find crazy is Ephialtes' character. how
Who's Ephialtes again?
the
The Hunchback.
yeah, because like I get the whole like he's like I want to fight for you, my king and whatnot.
They get his honor back or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, for prove the name of his because also obviously he should not be alive in Sparta.
No.
But Leonidas like doesn't just kill him on the spot.
That was stupid.
He sits there and explains to him why you would not work. You would be a kink in the chain that would weaken us.
That was actually kind of a cool actual development for his character because it showed that, like that he had this patience and he is a good king, but he's still just following through with the culture that he was taught,
It's like then he tells him like you should be, you can
still help.
You can still help. You can do this. This is what I would need you to do. And Ephialtes just refuses it. And which, I always like kind of thought it was like, in my memory that I always thought Leonidas like turned him down harshly, which is why Ephialtes had like his
crash out. Yeah,
but no, like Leonidas will just calmly explain it.
This is why this won't work.
This is why you can't be a soldier, but also you can go and protect them at home type thing.
Well, you can get them water, you can help remove bodies.
And if we are being attacked, you can show your thrust. You can attack there, fight there, be a protector, don't be a warrior.
But again, that kind of goes into what I was just saying too. They never did that formation again.
Yeah.
Which I just thought was funny.
But it's like, it's more, I'm talking more about what Ephialtes' character is. It's like, I was like, oh, well, yeah, he's being, Leonidas, he's turned down, and it's like, oh, wait, no, it was his general who blew up at him. Leonidas was actually like calm and, reasoning with him, and Ephialtes just refused to accept that. And then is, seduced by everything that Xerxes has to offer, which is obviously not going to last very long for you, but
well, it's also like I thought this was kind of just silly too because we have our traitor back at home, whatever, I can't remember what his name was.
Oh yeah,
Delios or
no, Delios is telling the story.
What is his name? I don't remember.
The one who was bought by Xerxes.
Yeah. Oh, Theron. Yeah, Theron.
Yeah.
But like, there's the big reveal that he is the traitor. And I'm like, yeah, but sorry, but it is kind of stupid to take a bribe with your enemy's face on it.
For real, yeah.
Like, cool, you got the gold. Where are you going to spend it? Like, without outing yourself as a traitor.
Well, he can't spend it yet because he's expecting
them to. Yeah, that's true. That's fair. He's not going to spend it now. But I don't know. Still, I'm like,
and why are you carrying it around?
Yeah, why are you carrying it around, dude?
Again, that's also when you're saying that's the reality. I don't think so. I think it's still part of Delios's narrative, but it's much more grounded because since it's not the enemy that he's trying to, and it's an unnecessary for him to tell that in like the hoorah
that's what
story.
I'm saying.
But it's still part of the story.
I mean, I guess, but it's like, no, and that's why I think that I was taking that as the reality of things that are actually happening at face value because of the fact of he's like, yes, and then Leonidas slayed the elephant, and then his wife was over talking to the council. You know what I mean? Like, maybe he's a bad storyteller, but you're going to lose momentum when you start talking about that. Like you need to focus on the battle, the 300.
Well, I mean, it could have been like, more, and then back at home, the traitor was saying this.
But he never talks about that. He never narrates what's happening there. We only see it.
But he's not narrating everything that we see at we only
pretty much.
We only hear him narrating the battles. He's not narrating what Ephialtes, seen with Xerxes. He's not narrating when they're he's not narrating everything. He's narrating.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but every battle.
Yes.
But yeah, but that's still him telling. I think that everything that he is narrating is the stylized and everything he's not is then the reality. But then that doesn't make sense because then Xerxes is 100 feet tall. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But I mean, you also got to think about it. This is now, it's him telling a story, but it doesn't necessarily mean that he in the events that we see it happening is how he's the events that he's telling the story to.
I really do think also, I'm going to harp on this for a second. I think that this would actually really be a really cool political period drama show to do.
Yeah, of course it would. Like ancient Greek
and
history.
Persian,
Yeah, like the
and show historically accurate and
Yeah.
show how everything was going down.
There's
you
a
know?
reason why we still study all of this shit, and as scholars, there's people that have fucking masters and PhDs in this history because it's
I would
so
be really
interesting.
interested in seeing a depiction of the two king system
Yeah,
in Sparta. That's really interesting. Also, because that's kind of ahead of its time too. You know, that's like feels like a pretty solid fix for a pretty rampant problem in monarch
yeah.
patriarchal society. It's like, yeah, still it's two kings, it's two men, but at least there's a checks and balance system that wasn't really seen a lot.
They hold each other accountable.
Yeah, I was like, that's a really good idea, actually. Like, that's feels spot on.
Ugh.
Unless you get two dicks, then you're just dealing with two dicks.
I mean, you're always dealing with two dicks. Gay.
And that's even the thing too. It's like that was the other thing. You know, they're walking around. They got there's a scene. I think it's when he's talking to what's his name, the Hunchback. I keep forgetting his name.
Ephialtes.
Ephialtes. He's talking to Ephialtes and he's talking about armor. I'm like, what armor? The fuck are you talking about?
You mean your oil?
Yeah, like you're wearing a thong. Like you're wearing a thong and sandals. You're basically Todd from Scrubs. Like, shut up.
Oh, that just made me think of it when the Greeks show up and he's like, "What is your profession?" I am a farmer. What is your profession? Whatever. I'm a blacksmith. Spartans, what is your profession?
It's just like, and it was like funny. It was funny to me too because because it's Frank Miller and it's a shot for shot, so it's this stylized thing, and you're like, okay, but Frankie boy, why do you have them naked? Because also Greek armor is pretty cool,
It is,
and you
yeah.
can make a cool stylized version of that that kind of resembles what it did look like.
I think it's also because of like the story of Leonidas. You know how, as at a young age, he went. What is it? He killed a
wolf.
A wolf. That's right. The big.
The foreshadowing of
Yeah.
the rest of the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. There's just something about the unprotected, like the exposed vulnerableness and
The nakedness. Yeah.
and the chiseled abs. So many fucking abs. There was I wanted to pause a scene and just like see if I could count the amount of abs that are on screen. But yeah, no, it's very much it's like I said, it's wrestling.
Well, there's a review that he's saying that made me think of it by Stephen Ray that says 300 is Gladiator for the gamer set. I was like, yeah, actually,
There we go.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
really good.
That's good.
But like it's that whole thing about wrestling. There's this pageantry, like them, this big, strong, chiseled men fighting. There's just something.
Yeah, but I don't know.
There's something inherently interesting to watch.
Homoeroticism, which is fine, but let's call it what it is. Like that's what I'm saying, and it's just so I find it so funny because it is like such a man movie. It's like, it's a man.
Yeah,
movie.
it is a man movie.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man on man. movie.
Yeah.
Even like what's interesting is a Michael Fassbender's relationship with.
That kind of felt like they were kind of touching base on that theory because I was kind of looking into it because I was under the impression that Spartans did sleep together pretty regularly because it was a way to make a bond.
Yeah.
They didn't particularly do that. There was another Greek city-state that kind of led more into that.
Well,
they did.
all of like there's Alexander the Great and like his whole.
No, yeah, but I mean, I would have to find the page again, but there was a city-state that did have that theory of if they get romantically involved, they'll fight for each other harder,
Yeah.
But like the Spartans didn't really do that. I mean, obviously I'm sure it happened, but it was more of they made them live together a lot to really create these familial bonds with the idea of whatever. But it did kind of feel like there was something between them, like a little bit.
Reaching into those man thongs together.
Touch tips.
Got the oil right here.
Like,
Get your abs nice and glossy.
yeah, that's what's funny too. Like the idea of like the scenes we're not seeing, and they're like they are. They're just like, or like like when monkeys like
Oh yeah, clean.
groom each other. There's just like a line of the Spartans, all 300, just like in a circle, just oiling each other.
You got some ridge on your abs right there.
But like, and then also I know I said it before, but it's just like this movie now, this Leonidas just has like these lines, like even when he's told to kneel and he's like slapping his old leg, like from all the fuckers of yours I've been killing all day, can't do it.
Pulled a muscle in the fight over there.
Yeah.
Kneeling seems a little hard.
See all those guys, that pile of dead bodies? That was me. You know, it's just like he's just like this cocky dick. He's really cool.
All right, I think we can probably. I don't have any much more to say.
No, this is it's weird. This movie is weird. It's a fun romp. This is like one of those, you know, a lot of time we'll watch a movie and be like, never need to watch it again. I'm not gonna watch this tomorrow, but I could be like, yeah, fuck it, put on 300.
Guys, it's okay. It's a visual story. It's all about the appeasement of seeing the battles. It's about the color, which is interesting. It's interesting to watch. I honestly, I watched almost this entire movie fucking around on my phone.
Well, yeah, you don't need to.
Exactly.
Well,
put it on in the background and go do a bunch of shit.
And that's the thing. And if you aren't particularly, I mean, I could see the violence being someone not enjoying it for that reason, which I think is fair.
Yeah.
Especially because as I've changed, violence has now gotten to me a little bit in different ways. Stylized violence doesn't really do it, but it's not upsetting like Sin City is.
Yeah.
Sin City is a great movie. It's visually amazing, but there's some stuff in there that is really upsetting.
And it's not like the like violence of like blood and guts and like fighting. It's the violence of acts of violence.
The acts of violence against people.
And the actual like story, the characters, then they're
that movie's really, you know, there's cannibalism, there's sexual assault, there's a lot of things in that movie.
And it's toned down from the comic.
Yeah, like and it's dialed down.
Yeah.
Like I remember the scene with Kevin when what's his name? What's the Mickey Rourke character?
Oh,
what is his name? I can't remember what his name is.
Mickey?
Isn't it?
I think it might be.
Isn't it like Mickey or Frank or something?
Oh, it might be Frank.
It might be Frank. But like when he goes and finds his friend that Kevin has kidnapped, like that scene.
Yeah.
Dude, that fucked with me for years. That movie is really, really upsetting. This movie's not upsetting.
Yeah.
It is homoerotic and awesome, and they're wearing capes and look fabulous. You know.
Who directed Sin City?
Actually, I don't know. I'm actually just kind of curious.
Because
Frank Miller and Robert Rodriguez. I remember
Robert Rodriguez. Okay.
Yeah, and then Frank Miller was like helping with the adaptation.
Because it was
shot for shot kind of idea.
And that's interesting because especially with this, I didn't know it was Zack Snyder. It makes sense that it's Zack Snyder.
Yeah, like looking in hindsight, you're like, oh,
yeah. But because you see 300 and you see Sin City and you think Frank Miller, you're not thinking about
you're not thinking about the director. You're not because it kind of because they're so well adapted.
Yeah.
That you're kind of like your brain kind of does go, yeah, he directed it. Like no, he's the creator of it. But it's like, and that's the thing is like I would very, very easily recommend this movie to somebody way over Sin City. Like, I would be like,
yeah,
like just heads up. Like that one, I would really be like heads up on that one. There's a lot of
the only way, the only thing that I would say with Sin City that I would kind of argue with that is that since Sin City actually has a story and compelling characters. It could be more compelling to watch regardless of the acts of violence.
No, yeah. No, I mean, I think that if you've never seen that, Sin City, it should be on the list just because that movie was kind of groundbreaking, you know? Like, that's on the top 100 list for me of just, that movie was really, did something, you know? And the ensemble cast, everybody's in it, and they all get, it's one of those movies that's, the ensemble cast is handled really well, you know? But I would be real content warning about it. Like, because
especially the mayors.
It's not just one. It's not just two. It's about 6 different things in there that are very, very triggering.
I can only think of like 3.
No, I mean, roll back the tape. The first 2 I said was cannibalism and sexual assault.
Yeah,
so that should be enough. But no, there's more.
Yeah,
there is more. There's a lot of stuff in that movie.
Well, so what do you want to give 300?
Oh fuck, I forgot about that part. I don't know. 2.5 a 3, like
yeah, 3.
3.
Yeah, there might not be like much of like character development, there is a story that, I mean, we get from point A to point B, and, you know, there is a betrayal. There is a story that is being told that is a true story.
Well, and weirdly,
an exaggeration of a real story.
Well, and weirdly enough, I kind of feel like, because I mentioned the primal thing earlier, I kind of feel like you could go in and just take out all the dialogue and you'd still get the idea of what's happening.
Yeah, probably.
You know what I mean?
I think the only thing that would maybe not make much sense is Queen Gorgo's story, like B plot, because that is so dialogue.
Yeah, but I still feel like I think you didn't need to have like knowledge of Greek council idea politics, you know. But I think you could have her just walk. You know, you could have her.
Well,
and then the coins drop it, you know, with Xerxes' face.
Yeah, but I'm talking like even like I feel unnecessary rape scene.
Yeah, that was. But I mean, I guess if they were also trying to do shot for shot, I don't know if that was in the comic too. But yeah, that felt. You're kind of
when you're using sexual assault as a like device to it's just
well, it's like it was a way. It kind of felt like it was a way to be like, yeah, see, he's a really bad guy.
Exactly.
And
yeah,
you're like, oh, so we could have gotten that without. We kind of got that. Like,
yeah, we could have had this insinuated instead of shown as well.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, but it did also make her murdering him really satisfying.
Yes,
when she repeated what he said.
I mean, he could have been like he manipulates her into what he wants, and then she just takes off her robe, and then the last scene we see is the robe at her feet and both their feet, and maybe he steps forward, and then we cut.
Yeah,
we don't need the. I'm going to make sure you don't enjoy this. Like Jesus, this is no.
Well, and it's like kind of out of left field too.
Yeah,
because again, like Sin City, you could learn to expect these things, but 300 didn't really. Like, oh, okay.
This, I mean, it definitely just shows the level of where Frank Miller's mind is at for shit like that.
In 2004 or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, 1998.
This came out in 98. 300.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So a 3 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, we're actually going to take a little break.
We are. We're going to take a little summer vacation.
Yeah. We have done 300 episodes in a row.
Every week for the last 6 years.
5.5, but yeah.
But yeah.
So we are actually going to take a long overdue 2-week vacation.
Yeah, so we're both going to be out of town, and then just rather than try and figure out how to make
it work like we have done in the past, which
we did.
We have.
I've recorded in Vegas. I've recorded in
Portland.
Like
Hawaii.
Right. Yeah. Hawaii and Portland.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in Vegas.
And we've done double recordings to have 2 episodes.
Yeah. But we decided we are just gonna take a break. We're gonna pack it up for a couple weeks.
We'll come back, and we'll probably just come back without a movie. We'll come back and just kind of do a little catch up type thing. Unless we find a movie that we want to do, we'll see.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so we will, I guess, see you when we get back.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah,
thank you for watching if you're watching. Thank you for your support over these last 300 episodes if you've listened to almost all of them. If not. Also, I realized the other day that I took down a couple of our early episodes.
You did?
Yeah, from Spreaker.
Probably the best.
Yeah. I definitely took down Idle Hands and...
why those?
These are our first 2 movies.
Oh.
Idle Hands and The Faculty. Because The Faculty was a 2-hour-long episode.
What the fuck were we thinking? Who the fuck did we think we were?
I was trying something, but like it was because at that time is when we were doing like the retelling of it and not really talking about. I was trying to talk about stuff like that, but we kept getting caught into, and then this happened. It's and I always wanted to avoid us being that like Chris Farley skit on SNL where like he meets
the guy.
Remember when he did that thing? Yeah, man, that was.
And then he said that one
was cool. Yeah, yeah.
And that's what we became.
No, we became so much more. Now we're this.
Yeah, I think we've gotten it more fine-tuned for sure. For sure. But yeah, so we will see you guys, you folks, when we get back from our vacation.
Yeah. You guys have a good vacation as well.
Happy
Good time
Pride.
off. Well, Pride's now over when this is out.
It's always Pride, baby.
Actually, I think this is coming out.
Family.
Hold on a second. I think this episode's coming out on 4th of July.
That's kind of fitting.
No, it's coming out on the 3rd, so 4th of July weekend.
That's funny. That wasn't a happy accident. Happy 4th.
This is Sparta!
This is Sparta!
This is USA!
Man. All right, well.
All right, guys.
Happy 4th.
Happy 4th.
We
Where?
are family. That's funny. It's so funny how that happens by accident.